I've got Tucson running in the first race tomorrow. I think he'll run a very good race. He's had a run this season and he's in good nick. I think the horses to take on are Walshy, who ran along with me. He ran ahead of me last time. And there's another filly called Red Dust, who's come down in handicap. So anyway, I think he'll run a very good race. I hope he comes out and wins.
In the very first race of the day, I've got a horse called Charming Star. Charming Star performed very well in Bombay, much beyond my own expectations. And here also, he ran the first time. He was a little heavy, I felt. The second race, he has made amends by running better. He's far behind, but he showed that he's returning back to form. And I think he's a good contender to win this race. His dangers probably may come from number 1, Tucson, or there's a horse called Nairobi who could be a little fast.
I have two runners in the first race, Lion King and Historic. Lion King is a 7-year-old. He's run both his starts. He's placed in Bombay. After coming to Pune, he suffered some superficial injuries. So it took him some time to recover, and he's running now. So hoping he runs well and earns us some stake money. And the other horse, Historic, she had undergone an SCLD operation in Mumbai. Thereafter, she ran her first a race on the first day after a year. And this is the second run, and we are hoping that she runs well.
All right, it's Red Dust's first run of the season. Tell us something more about the preparation, the track work, and if there stands a good chance to win.
Red Dust has just come out of a mild setback, and so far she's, she's still she's still a maiden, and hopefully, I think she should run a decent race tomorrow. Like I said, that it's quite an open field, and let's see how she races tomorrow. I hope she runs a good race. Thank you.
So we've got Queen's Pride in the second race. Last time ran fourth. Do you think is going to make the cut tomorrow?
Queen's Pride, she's a very light up filly. Last time she was hanging. I feel last time she will run 1, 2, 3, but she ran fourth. But this time I've changed her bit also. Now I think she will run better than last time. And she's a very light filly. And tomorrow I think she will run better than last time.
And in the second race is a very confusing race. I've got 3 horses, all equally placed: Northern Singer, Hilma Clint, and Fidato. It is very difficult for me to choose between the 3. All have got good form and all are in good nick. I just hope one of them can tackle this field.
So we've got Moment of Madness running in the second race tomorrow. How's the track work looking? And she stands a good chance.
She ran last week and she ran a very suggestive race. She ran 5th. And I think she's going to have a good show. Difficult to beat number 1, that is Queen's Pride. They ran together on the first day. And after claiming 5 kilos, Queen's Pride, she comes better on handicap than me. And she had beaten me by more than 10 lengths on the first day. So that is the horse to beat, followed by Northern Singer, Mojo. It's going to be very, very fast race. So I think my filly will run a fair race. Yeah.
I have Bubbly Boy in the second race. He's come up after his last run, so I'm hoping him to run a good race.
Fusion. In the third race, I've got Axis, Dragon Wings, Rising Power, and Ticanto. Most of them are running for their first and second time. They're all very immature horses, and they will take a little time. So I don't expect much from them.
All right, we've got Juliana next, Juliet's sister. Please tell us all that. How's it looking for Juliana, and if she shares a good chance?
She's a very good type. She's a very late foal. She's still not mature. She's getting there now. She's feeling well. She's drawn very badly. I expect her to run a decent race, but come winter you'll be hearing a lot about her. Fingers crossed.
I have Label running in a sprint maiden. She's a 3-year-old filly. She's had a pedicle graft surgery, which actually is is strengthening of her respiratory system, her wind, and I'm hoping that it's worked. So this is her first run, and I think she'll run well. But I really want to get her some good experience and make her understand what racing is. This is her first run.
Let's talk about Pure for Sure. How good are the chances for tomorrow?
Pure for sure has been working well after her last race in Pune, and if she produces the same work, she should be right there.
All right. Okay. And anyone to look out for Pure for Sure?
Yeah, I think there's another filly in the race called La Belle.
Yeah.
So I think she's the one.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Vijaya running the 1000 meters maiden. She ran a forward race last time out. I thought that maybe the distance was a bit much for her. 1000 meters seems to be right up her alley. She'll be drawn well. I expect her to run a good race.
All right, Karthik, how do you think Kariena is going to fare for the races tomorrow?
Well, last time I expected her to run a big race on the opening day, but she had a hampered passage, was interfered about 3 or 4 times in the race. So I hope she gets a clean race and she'll run a grand race.
I have Enabler who has run a good second. He came from far back, 6 was a bit sharp for him. He's running a 7 furlong open class. He's a horse who has all the chance to win.
All right.
Fourth race, I've got 2 horses running. There's a horse called Fanta, and Fanta, we are trying him out over 1400. We are not sure whether he'll get the distance. His style of running indicates that he may want 1400, and so we have to take our chances. So I'm going ahead, and since the race is one of the 7 furlong races, so I've gone for it. And there is another horse called Remy Red who ran second in a sprint. He's definitely going to show a little better form. I think he should be in the fight. I can't say whether he's a winner, but he will definitely be in 1-2.
India Strong has had problems with his knees. He's been operated twice. He's running after 1 year, so I think he'll take a run to get into his fitness. Next, I've got Fast Rain, who's run some decent races in Bangalore, and he's come down here. He's got the advantage of a run over the other, but it's a very open race. Market King, Skyfall, Mozelle, all are fast horses. I have to compete with them.
Yes, sir.
I've got one runner tomorrow, Baby Bazooka. Her last run was not so good. She's worked a bit better this time. Hoping she can put up a better show this time. Fingers crossed.
So talking about Mozelle, who's running the 5th race, is running for the first time in Pune. How good are the chances for Mozelle?
Mozelle, she's worked well, but if she's running with the tough field, and she will run decent race. And she has a chance, but I think she will run in place because a very tough race for her. A lot of horses running in that race. Let's see, inshallah, tomorrow.
Okay.
I have quite a few runners in the Mayor's Trophy, the 9 furlong maiden for 3-year-olds. I have Bugatti, who's a really well-bred horse. He's quite talented. I have my apprentice Kritish riding him. I have Capitolium, horse who I think has a lot of ability but is really not doing his best. I've got Umesh on. I have El Greco with P.S. Chavan. Capucine with Pete Trevor, and Stole My Heart with Neeraj Rawal. So I'm just hoping my horses run well and possibly one of them wins. I'm really looking forward to that and seeing how all these horses do because they are my future classic horses.
EXUMA has run a race in Bangalore, but not a good race. One of the saddler snapped and he couldn't run a proper race, so that run should be discounted. He's improved a lot after coming to Pune, and I am expecting him to run a good race.
Good race. Tell me, how's the preparation going for Glorious King?
Glorious King also is a well-bred horse, and he's done a good mock race, and he's showing some good workouts in the morning. I think if he produces the same run, he too should be right there. Yeah.
In the sixth race, I've got two runners again. Yawar, who's just started improving, and he is doing the right things at the moment. But this field will be too difficult for him to tackle at this stage. Just when he is improving, the race has come a little too soon for him. The other horse is Wild Hammer, who will run a very decent race, but I think he may fall short of running on the board. Yeah.
I have Justin running the Timeless Plate Division 1. Last time, initially in his career, he had wayward habits. He used to run out on the straight, but then he got sorted out. He was running straight. He was unlucky to lose the last race because he was making his run on the rail and the door just shut. He's worked well. The only concern is the lack of run in Pune, but he's feeling well. I expect him to run a big race.
Cypher has been quite consistent, and I think with the benefit of a race and with 3.5 kilos off her back, she should run a fair race, though it's a tougher set than what she ran last time. But I think she stands a fair chance to put up a decent show.
And in the last race, I've got a horse called Tyrone Black. Tyrone Black has just not been showing me form for a very long time, and we are hoping he runs well, but that's all I can say about him.
I have Shenevik Trench in an open class 4. He's a 3-year-old. I would have ideally liked to run him in his own age group, but I had other horses in the same race, so I've run him here. He's worked well, and I think he should do well here. Thank you.